Hey everybody, it's RJR112392 bringing you a video on my Stamina Nightblade. Let's just show you how much damage that this Nightblade can do. 50,817 single target DPS. That is just utterly insane. Let's just start out by saying I am a Khajiit, which is by far the best Nightblade in the game. People can argue that all day, but still all of their passives, everything just scream Khajiit. Increased health and stamina recovery, reduced detection radius, and damage done while in stealth, and increased weapon critical rating by 8%. That is super important right there. 8%. May not seem like a lot, but it definitely is. One of the first things that I have on my two-handed bar is Ambush. It's a great gap closer, and plus you deal more damage by the further distance you go. It's kind of like Crit Strike, which I also have on this bar, but it does a lot of damage when coming from stealth, which I'm in stealth quite a bit. Reaper's Mark I use a lot on my bow bar. It reduces physical and spell resistance by 5,200 for the enemies. Merciless Resolve is one thing that I barely ever use, but I have it unlocked just in case I need it. All of the passives are really good with Assassination. Like, you cannot go wrong by getting any passive, and if you're missing one, your build's just not going to work as properly as it should. Shadowy Disguise, you cloak yourself, you go invisible to the enemies, and your next attack within 3 seconds will always be a critical. That is super important, especially like if you're doing PvE. It is amazing, and if you double it with Surprise Attack, so good. Mass Hysteria, a thing that I use in PvP quite a bit. It's a great CC, gets people off you, plus it slows their movement speed down by 53%. Refreshing Shadows is just an excellent passive to have. Dark Vigor, awesome, increasing max health by 3%. Siphoning abilities really don't do much with. Eventually I will unlock Drain Power, which morphs into Sap Essence. Let's go into my two-handed bar. Don't have it all the way maxed out yet, but Crit Rush is what I was talking about earlier. You deal damage based on the distance that you travel, and it's always a critical hit. Deals up to 68% bonus damage based on distance travel. That is a really good gap closer. It's amazing. Wrecking Blow will knock them back, plus the second attack that you use after using Wrecking Blow has an additional 20% damage. Momentum morphs to Rally, gives you a heal over time, plus it boosts your weapon damage by 20%. All of these passives are amazing also. This used to be a dual wield, but I switched it to two-hand. That's why it's not all the way maxed out yet. Poison Injection deals extra damage to enemies that are under 50% health, which is awesome. Focused Aim, Morph of Snipe, it is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, you can see them, you can shoot them from like further away. It is amazing. It hits so hard, and very, very awesome. Long shots makes it where you shoot further. Hawkeye's really good. Hasty retreat, by far one of the best passes in the game. Increases your movement speed by 30% after you dodge roll with the bow. So basically, snipe, dodge roll out, switch to your other weapon, boom, you're good. I am a werewolf on this character. I'm the pack leader. I took the pack leader morph instead of the berserk because when I do play with my friends, they're werewolves also. Expert hunter, great buff, especially if you're in like the Imperial sewers, which I was actually before I made this video. You do like 50% more damage to Daedric and Undead. Not to mention you have a chance against all other enemies to do a lot more damage. And plus you can deal additional damage with Camouflaged Hunter while in stealth, which is awesome. Because Nightblade, you're pretty much always in stealth, so pop your Shadow Cloak and then you surprise attack and you can hit like 30k. Slayer increases weapon damage. Banish the Wicked grants you 9 ultimate when attacking Daedric and Undead. Skill tracker, amazing. It not only does the Fighter's Guild abilities work on Daedric and Undead, but also werewolves. Resolving Vigor you unlock through the Assault skill line, which is PvP. Definitely an excellent self-heal. It's probably one of the only self-heals for. Khajiit's Caltrops is another thing that you unlock through PvP. Let's just see the damage that we can do. Boom, 14k non-buffed. This build, like, I'm not even veteran 16 yet, but this build is by far one of the best that I've ever made. I forgot to mention that Flaw the Stonebreaker passively increases your weapon damage. So while you have that slotted, which I have that on my two-handed bar, which is what I do the majority of my damage with, I get an increased amount of damage. Right here, switch up the bar a little bit to try to utilize things a little bit more. Like I didn't have surprise attack on there, which I really should have. Kind of goofed on putting things in a couple spots, so I had to go through and re-put it in. Like right there. I actually ended up taking Teleport Strike and Crit Charge off my bar because I didn't feel the need for a gap closer. Because since I am only in Hrothgar, I really don't need to be jumping like super far. Alright, let's try to find something to kill. Alright, let's try out on this elk. Buff, buff, go into stealth because you deal more damage while in stealth. And 49,649 damage. Pretty good, right? Especially just for a Vet 11? I definitely think so. Like right now I'm at 59.2% weapon critical. Weapon damage is 2504, which is awesome. With lycanthropy, major savagery, momentum wears off here, major savagery. And I have all of my attribute points into stamina. Few surprise attacks hitting for 5 to 7k, almost 8k. Made a mistake, wasn't buffed. Boom, crit, crit, crit. Pretty much when you're buffed on this character, you pretty much always hit for a critical rating. pretty much always. Let's check out the bow. Go into stealth. Boom, 17,580 with just one hit of focused aim. Jump back and forth. Dodge roll to get out of there with the hasty retreat. Get knocked down, but doesn't matter because he has damage over time with the poison injection. Alright, let's talk about gear. I am running Night Mother, which increases weapon damage and weapon critical. Only running 3 pieces of those, like my bow is. My bow is, my two-handed weapon is, and then I think I'm running 2 pieces of the actual, like, armor that is. Like, my helm is, so basically when I switch to a weapon, like, I have the 3 already. Hunting's Rage, by far, best thing that you can get for Khajiit, because it increases weapon damage, increases weapon critical, max stamina. Shoulders was the other one that I was running of Night Mothers. It just increases so much, and it is by far the best thing ever. I actually need to get like some better gear for like the necklace and the 2 rings. So if you guys have any suggestions, throw that down in the comments, and I will definitely do what I can to get them. Right now I just have some chumpy stuff that I picked up. Alright. Attack the squirrel for no reason. Go stealth. Boom. Surprise attack. 31,238 damage. And you can get it up higher, too. You just do so much damage while you're stealth on a Khajiit. That's why if you're doing PvP, you always see people, like, dipping in and out of, like, hidden, and they use potions of invisibility, and then they use their cloak disguise. It is just amazing. Gonna go into werewolf form here. Show you a little bit of the damage that I do in that. There's nothing really fantastic with the werewolf until you get into like dungeons and PvE. That growl that I just did, by far, possibly one of the best things that werewolf has other than pounce, which is the square button. Or for PC, I'm pretty sure it would be the 1. But you can just jump so far, and every time that you jump, like when I morph that skill, every time that I jump, I will be in transformation for 3 seconds longer. Mammoth, running low on werewolf. Devour him, boom, another 6 seconds. It's super easy to level up werewolf, by the way. All you have to do is find a spot to farm, run around in a circle after you hit level 3 and unlock Devour, and you can constantly devour things over and over again until you hit level 10. And then after that, it's just unlocking the next werewolf transformation, which is Pack Leader, which lets your friends be werewolves longer, or Berserk, which adds bleeding damage. So you gotta pick whether you want more damage or you want to kind of help out your friends a little bit. Since I'm not the healer, I decided that I would actually contribute to the group and make it to where everybody else could stay in werewolf transformation longer. $6,000 non-crit off a pounce onto an elk. Alright, let's go into champion points. For my champion points, I am running 58 into Warlord because it reduces the spells and abilities by so much percent depending on how much you have in it. And then the main one is Mooncalf. It increases your stamina recovery. So it doesn't matter how much it costs, but if you got the recovery to constantly have stamina, like I barely ever run out of stamina. Definitely worth having it in there. Shattering Blows, I do a lot of PvP. It destroys damage shields really quick. Increases my physical, poison, and disease damage by 25% with Mighty. Definitely really good to have 100 into that, especially if you're running any sort of stamina build. Piercing increases physical penetration. Hardy, I'm running 51 into that because I am a werewolf, so I take more poison damage, so I have 50 into that, and then Elemental Defender for PvE purposes. Take less fire damage and such. But anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll get back to you. And this build looks insanely awesome when you are rocking the Nightmare Horse with the skeleton polymorph. SarJR, have a great day.